Some like their milk cold, some like it warm. Then there's Joe Klingman. He prefers it fresh from the goat.
It makes a fantastic cheese. It's got a nice taste to it.
And for Joe, goat milk serves a special purpose. It's the key ingredient in the handmade soap he makes and sells online for his business, the Old Colony Company in Frederick County.
Their milk's got some of the best milk fat in it that I've ever dealt with as far as goat milk is concerned, and milk fat is essentially what makes our soap so wonderful.
And that's what keeps Joe coming back for more. A few times a week, he pays a visit to Caprikorn Farms in neighboring Washington County. It's one of 4 licensed dairy goat farms in Maryland.
After he made his first batch, Joe called me up and he goes, wow. He goes, I really like your goat milk. And he says, I'd like to continue using your goat milk.
For 40 years, Alice Orzakowski has raised Saanen dairy goats on her 20-acre farm in Rohrersville.
We raise Saanen dairy goats and we breed them primarily for milk production. And in addition to having a dairy, we sell breeding stock all over the world.
Saanens are heavy milk producers, and some even call them the Holsteins of dairy goats. And these particular Saanens are award winners.
Last year we went to the National Dairy Goat Show and we won all the milk awards for our breed, and our goat was named Total Performer.
It's a title given to goats that excel both in the show ring and in milk production. Currently, Alice has a full house with 100 adult goats. And then there's the 200 kids and counting.
We are in the middle of what we call our baby blizzard. And the baby blizzard is we have a couple hundred babies born, and they're all white, so that's why I call it the baby blizzard. All the babies, unfortunately, cannot stay at the farm.
Which means once they're old enough, it's time to find a new home. And for some, the move isn't always local.
We typically start shipping goats somewhere between 1 and 2 months. We just did 2 shipments to Trinidad, and we're getting to do a shipment of bucks to Canada.
Her Saanens will travel by air just about anywhere in the world that they're in demand. But Alice's first priority is their safety on board.
Come on. We want to make sure the goat is healthy enough to survive an airplane trip.
For now, they need to learn some basic survival skills, starting with how to feed themselves.
This whole group of kids is about 2 weeks old, so they're learning to drink from we call it a lamb bar, automatically.
Every kid goes through growing pains. So, to make life a little easier, Alice removes her goat's horn buds at birth to prevent future injuries.
Problem with horns is horns can injure other goats. You have them butt and udder when the goats are milking. It could injure the udder.
It's a risk Alice can't take. She needs their milk for her goat cheese and to sell to buyers like Joe.
We came up with this recipe and we added goat milk, which is an unbelievable addition to soap.
Today, Joe and his partner Bob Keating are making an unscented soap using goat's milk, a mix of oils, shea butter, and lye.
Lye is sodium hydroxide, which converts the fat into soap.
The lye and water mixture is brought down to 92 degrees. Next, it's time to add in the fresh goat's milk from Caprikorn Farms.
We're going through, I guess, about 10 to 15 gallons of goat milk a week.
Bob blends all the liquids together, and once the mixture is the perfect consistency, he pours it into the mold.
The lipids, the fats in goat milk are exactly the same as what we have in human skin. Therefore, it doesn't dry the skin out.
It would be difficult to use a 25-pound block of soap. So,
our mold maker made these dividers that we just put in between each one of these.
12 hours later, the soap is firm and ready to unmold. This batch will make 66 individual bars of unscented handmade goat's milk soap.
We're seeing a diversification of agriculture in Maryland that is not just farm to table for people for something to eat. We're using a milk product that is also used to make a wonderful cheese that she uses, but we're using that same product to make something to take care of our external self instead of our internal self.